They will eventually, if you be patient. No doubt. Because fornication is the only excuse or the only reason that Christ gave. Abandonment is not. What is fornication. Abandonment is not. What is fornication. And sooner or later, the individual will become involved, sooner or later. Because there is an adversary out there. And if you're not saved, see, there's a danger in being not saved, because Satan can easily captivate the mind. And what controls the mind is the flesh. If you're not saved, if you don't have God up here, the flesh realistically controls your emotions, your actions, your attitudes, the whole bit. The flesh controls it. If you don't have God there. Yes. That's hearsay. Mm-hmm. Sooner or later, be patient. Because remember one thing, what? That individual is flesh, right? Well, I mean, how about if it remains as hearsay? As I said, sooner, a person can always say, you assume, I didn't tell you. And because a lot of people will keep things to themselves and not tell. Yeah, but sooner or later, the truth will come out. It will be manifested. The key is for the key is for the saved person to remain in touch with God. And it's one thing that God will do. He'll reveal all things in due time of what really is, whether it is truth or whether it is an assumption. David did say, keep back thy servant from presumptuous sin, assuming and then acting upon your assumption instead of your known fact of what is. See what I'm saying, Brother Howard? Instead of acting on your assumption, sooner or later, God will reveal things to you. It was interesting because I was trying to figure out how to spell this one particular word. And I went to sleep thinking about it. And I woke up the next morning and I spelled the word. And I went to the dictionary and it was exactly the way that it was revealed. Listen, now, that's the power of God. If any man lack wisdom, wisdom is what? Know-how. No, if any man lack wisdom, let him do what? Ask of God, who giveth to all men liberally and then upbraideth not. So God will teach you anything you need to know and want to know. All in due time. All in due time. Yes, sir.
perfect example, just like he said. There's a many things I have fixed in my house, and I always thank the Lord for every little thing that I fixed. I said, Lord, it wasn't me, it was you who gave me the idea. And today, if I went back there and figure out, I'm thinking of scratch, man, how in the world did I do that, you know? And I know that I give God the credit.
When you can't figure out how you did it, did you know where it came from?
That's right.
It came from God.
That's right.
Because you just can't figure it out. It's just like I was speaking to, incidentally, I went to the business school. I was called into the business school Monday to speak again to the young entrepreneurs, and it was something like 28, some of them there. Very, very interactive group of young people from around the world that's in the business school at the College of William and Mary, and they were being told how to operate, and you do that with integrity. You know, integrity. You don't have to operate a business illegally or scamming and shamming and things of this nature, but you do it with integrity. Integrity. Because anything outside of that is going to come back to get you sooner or later. And so it was interesting how that we were telling them of how we used a vehicle that we had collateral in, used the collateral to put down on a new bus, and the remaining of the collateral put back on the old bus and bought the bus back that I traded in. Say that again. It's hard for them to comprehend it. I take a bus that has X number of $1,000 worth of equity in it because I paid it down to $19,000. I bought it for $80,000. I paid it down to $19,000. The man that was selling me the new bus gave me $65,000 for the old bus. I said, I want to trade it in. And after I traded it in and he agreed to the $65,000 worth of trade in, I said, I want my bus back. And he's saying, what do you mean you want the bus back? I said, I want my bus back. He said, we can't do that. I said, wait a minute, aren't you in the business of selling? I'm in the business of buying. I want my bus back. Now, all the time we are negotiating, I done traded the bus in, it's still running up and down the road, transporting people. And I've traded it in, closed the deal, turned around, and bought the bus back. And it never stopped running. So it had $47,000 worth of equity in the vehicle. And so what I did was I put $37,000 down on the new bus and $10,000 down on the bus that I traded in and bought back. And the finance company financed both of them. So I had $10,000 down on, which knocked it down to $55,000. And the new bus, I had $37,000 to put down on it. And the bus never left my yard. It's still running up and down the road. And I traded it in, got the capital out of it, turned around and put it on the new bus and that bus, bought it back, and they refinanced them both for one for $55,000 and the other one for $300-some thousand. And the man that is teaching, the professor in the class, spoke about a gentleman by the last name of McCormick who wrote the business law of Harvard University. If he would hear this and be alive, he would write another chapter based on what I've done. That's how much intriguing and interesting this action is. And it was nothing illegal